What's up, everyone? This is the Minister of Beauty, and I am back for another episode of the Being Beautifully Honest podcast. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today, I wanted to talk about my thoughts on NikkieTutorials, taking your power back, and, was she forced out or found out about being transgender? Now, as you know, the podcast is the Being Beautifully Honest podcast. So I am not here to come at anyone. I'm not here to bash anyone. I am here to just share my thoughts and get your thoughts on the situations as I bring them to you guys, because of course there's so many viewpoints about this and many other things. And this is not to just come and talk about the story and be opinionated about it, but just in watching her share her story and her, coming out and revealing that she's transgender. The video, honestly, it was absolutely powerful. I felt her emotions when she was sharing her story, and I know that that's got to be hard. I don't know what that is like, but I know that it is very hard when you are in a position that you don't really want to be in, but you have to share stuff with others and hope that they still love you in spite of what you are going through and in spite of what you're dealing with. Okay, so I don't know a whole lot about NikkieTutorials. To be honest with you guys, I'm not one of those people that sit and watch a lot of YouTube videos of people who do makeup and all of that stuff. Even though I'm a licensed esthetician myself, makeup has just not been one of those things that I particularly cared about. I thought I would when I went to school for aesthetics many years ago, but I learned that it just was not what I was interested in. So I hardly even wear makeup very much myself, so I'm definitely not going to sit and watch makeup tutorial videos. But I get, amazed by people who can transform themselves and not to use the trans word too much, but you know what I mean, who can just transform themselves into something so amazing just with some colored, pigmented, crafts, which is what makeup is. So for someone like NikkieTutorials, whose real name is Nikkie D. Yeager, she is a YouTube star. She goes by the persona NikkieTutorials, and she's been on YouTube for many years. She's a 25-year-old makeup artist and beauty vlogger, and she's been doing these makeup tutorials online for over 10 years now. So, that alone is absolutely amazing. Just the fact that she's been on YouTube for over a decade now, doing what she's been doing. She is one of the tops in the category of being a beauty vlogger. And so that is something to be commended. But recently she did a video and she called it "I'm Coming Out" on her channel. And here's what she said. "Today I'm here to share something with you that I've always wanted to share with you one day, but under my own circumstances, and it looks like that chance has been taken away from me. So today I'm taking back my own power, and I have to tell you something. It's time to let go and be truly free. When I was younger, I was born in the wrong body, which means that I am transgender. I am NikkieTutorials, and I am Nikkie. I am me. We don't need labels, but if we are going to put a label on it, yes, I am transgender. But at the end of the day, I am me." So she goes on to continue to share her story about what she was going through with her identification as a young child through the early teen years. And then basically by the time she was 19 years old, she fully transitioned, and she actually did it all while she was on YouTube. But she said she's been blackmailed by some people who wanted to leak her story to the press. And she didn't name the people. So one of the reasons why I titled this podcast, "Was she forced out or was she found out?" I don't want anyone to feel like I'm judging her, because I am not. This video and podcast is not about, her life and her being, who she is now and who she was before, but she doesn't have to name who threatened to out her story and leak it to the press. But that type of blackmail really is extortion. Because I don't know, she didn't say that, well, if you don't pay us this certain amount of money, then we're going to leak your story to the press. In essence, that really is kind of extortion, because what they were intending to do was to say, well, we're going to let you know that we're going to leak this story to the press, knowing that she's a successful beauty vlogger on YouTube that has millions of subscribers and millions and millions and millions of views, that she probably is making really great money. And if she didn't want this to be leaked, that she would pay them a price in order for it to not be leaked. So similarly to Kevin Hart's story, when he got caught cheating on his wife, anyway, and then I don't remember all of the details with that, but it was something along the lines of, I think it was either a friend or a former friend that got charged and was indicted because of extortion. So I don't know if she's going to pursue that in court or with criminal charges, but that in essence is, along the lines of criminal intent, because if they could have just leaked the story and gotten paid. But the fact that whoever these people were, whether it was one person or a number of people, came to her to let her know that they were going to leak the story to the press, that was the reason they told her. That was the reason why they told her that they were going to leak it to the press. Because if someone's just looking to get paid and they're not looking to get a bribe of some sort to prevent the story from coming out, then they never would have went to NikkieTutorials. They would have just went to whatever outlet they would have went to tell the story to and get paid for the story, with the proof that they have, because obviously they have proof of it being a real fact. And that's why she decided to, quote unquote, take her power back and share it herself. Now, she's gotten a lot of support and a lot of people that have come out and encouraged her. Again, I don't know what that's like, and a lot of us don't know what that's like who've never been in those shoes of not feeling like we are in the right body. That is something that I would never be able to understand, and I honestly don't want to understand it because it seems like it's something very, very hard. And I got my own problems. I don't really need to understand that and go through that too. I feel bad for her. I could hear the emotion in her voice, but I also felt even more emotion coming from her when she was talking about her significant other by the name of Dylan. Now, she just shared a little bit regarding that, and she did say that, they got together and things just moved very fast, and she just wasn't really sure because this was someone that she was really enamored by and really felt like things, were going on the right track. She didn't want to mess anything up, so she did not reveal it to him, in the beginning, but he knows now. So, again, in asking, was she forced out or was she found out? I was just curious and wondering, were the parties or the persons who, threatened her with sharing her story to the press, I'm wondering, did they share it with her, current boyfriend, and, she was found out that way when he discovered it, or did she just come out and tell him? Because this is just my opinion. I don't know this to be fact, of course. This is all my opinion. But just from listening to her story and what she shared, it sounded to me as if he didn't know and she did not tell him, but because she was being forced out because of the party or the persons who were threatening to share it to the press, she was then forced to tell him. So, she says they're trying to work things out and please respect their privacy. And I get that. I respect their privacy. But again, it's just my question. And I'm just curious. Was she forced out or found out? And I am sorry, because nobody likes to be put in a position where they feel like people are trying to take their power. And that's why she said she was going to take her power back, because that's her story. That's her life. That is hers to share, and not for someone else to take and share to either profit from it or to try to hurt her, with it, or all of the above, by trying to destroy her relationship and, trying to destroy her character and her online persona and presence so that they could profit off of it. That's just not cool. But I also would say that it is a very hard thing. And this is not about, being gay or transgender. This is just relationships, period. You can just even think about the statistics of men and women in relationships, and how women are more forgiving of men being unfaithful than men are of women being unfaithful. A woman, even though they may be hurt by a man being unfaithful, they're more likely to forgive and try to move on and work the relationship out, versus a man. When a man finds out that a woman has been unfaithful, they're more likely to not want to be in a relationship with the woman anymore, because there's just so many other factors involved. I don't understand all of it. I'm not trying to go down that line of, those double standards and the psychology of it all, because I don't get it all. I don't understand it. But there are many double standards in life. And she said it out of her own mouth that, things move very fast, and she was really, really infatuated with this dude, so much so that she didn't want to lose him. So she did not want to share the truth with him, in fear of the fact that he may not want to stick around and he may leave her. But because things move very fast, I really feel like, because of her story and her life and what she has gone through, and it would be, fair to share with whoever she's going to be involved with in a relationship, to give them the opportunity to know that, so it doesn't take their power away. Just as she chose to take her power back, the person that she's in a relationship, they should have the right to have their power as well, and decide, what, do I want to be in this, or do I not want to be in this? And I don't know if things are going to work out. That's not for me to try to figure out. I mean, I wish her all the happiness in the world. I don't even fathom what it's like to just go through life feeling like you're in the wrong body, not, understanding what is wrong with, you, and why do I feel this way, and what am I going through, and then having to go through all of the things you have to go through health-wise in order to transition to just finally feel normal. That has got to be a lot. It's definitely a lot. And so with all of that, being said, it would probably be wise to be even more patient in being in situations like that, where you feel like you have to keep a secret from somebody that you really care about, and not have to put yourself or that other person in that type of position. But again, those are just my thoughts on it. I'm just being beautifully honest about the situation regarding NikkieTutorials, and I would love to know what you guys think about it. If you are listening to this podcast on iTunes, Spreaker, or Google Play, or Spotify, wherever you're listening to it, please feel free to leave a review and let me know. And if you are watching this on YouTube right now, please let me know in the comment section what you think about this whole situation. I would love to share back and forth with you in the comment section. So let's get into it. So guys, thank you so much for listening and watching this episode of the Being Beautifully Honest podcast. And I am Elizabeth, the Minister of Beauty, here to share the Bible. That's business, inspiration, beauty, life, and enjoyment. So until next time, I hope you all have an amazingly blessed and beautiful day.